Aloha kako! My name is Rei Okawa, and I am the Development Coordinator at the Hawaii Wildlife Center, and one of the coordinators for Hawk Week. I'll be your humble narrator for this look into medical and rehabilitative care of Io at our Kapa'au facility. If you haven't heard of the Hawaii Wildlife Center before, we are a community-grown native wildlife conservation organization dedicated to the care of over 70 different species and subspecies of native birds, plus the Hawaiian hoary bat. Io have had long established ties to our story. Even before our hospital was built, HWC founder Linda Elliott was the first to raise and release two Io chicks brought to her by the State Department of Land and Natural Resources Division of Forestry and Wildlife. Io have a long period of parental care in the wild, and Linda followed the development of the birds she raised over 7 years. Here at the Hawaii Wildlife Center, we provide a full range of medical and rehabilitative care services, from stabilization all the way to release. Our goal is always to get patients healthy so they can be released and thrive in the wild. The most common reasons that Io come into our facility typically are centered around some kind of human activity. Sometimes the action is malicious and targeted, like gunshots, while other times the action is accidental, like car strikes. Io are also commonly sickened indirectly by rodenticide poisons, as poison rodents make easy meals. Now let's take a peek behind the scenes and see Dr. Juan, our staff veterinarian, taking care of one of the Io patients currently in the hospital.
So we're going to catch this hawk. So the main thing when handling hawks and owls is to protect yourself from their primary weapon, which is going to be the talons. The talons are the thing that are going to cause the most damage to you when you're grabbing them.
Once the Io is secure, Dr. Juan will wrap the bird in what we call a hawk burrito. This keeps them calm and secure while in treatment. It also protects the staff working with them from those talons. Since the hawk is now safely burritoed, we then take the opportunity to change out the towels, taking special care to prep the kennel so that the bird's talons do not get snagged.
And then you can see with the bird wrapped up and the head covered, they're fairly quiet and they're fairly calm. They're actually a lot calmer than if you leave them out in the open and they can see you bouncing around. So it's actually a lot less stressful when they're covered in a towel and they can't see you. So this hawk is here for plaques in its crop and its mouth. Very likely trichomonas, that is a parasitic disease of raptors. Typically it's carried by pigeons and doves, and it doesn't affect them too much. But in hogs, it can cause severe plaques that eat away at the inside of the mouth and the crop. So this hawk has been in treatment for 3 weeks at the moment. The plaques have finally sloughed off, and the tissue in the crop and in the mouth is starting to heal. She's finally been able to eat solid food for the first time in weeks. And we're going to go ahead and give her fluids this morning.
Dr. Juan uses a feeding tube to give the bird fluids, which is soft and pliable. It is very important that the tube goes down the right place, so Dr. Juan will feel along the way to ensure that it's progressing correctly. While this may look super uncomfortable, birds actually do not have a gag reflex like humans do. Once the tube is in the proper position, we administer the fluid slowly. Once all the fluids have been given to the bird, the tube is pulled out gently.
and then now she gets to go back.
Trick infections are a fairly common reason an EO may need treatment. Also becoming increasingly more regular is hawks needing hospital care due to a gunshot. If you checked out the profiles of the EO currently at the Honolulu Zoo, you might have noticed a bird named Warrior Princess. She was found in Volcano and was shot multiple times. Even with her injuries, she managed to make her capture quite difficult. Her feisty behavior and sheer force of will earned her the name Warrior Princess from the community that came to her rescue. These kinds of cases come with additional challenges. Whenever we receive a bird that has been shot, we are also tasked with collecting evidence to assist with any state or federal investigations. For this particular bird, when it was clear that she would not be releasable, we also needed to make sure she was able to adapt to her disability. More recently, this EO patient came to our hospital in 2021 and was also shot. Most shot hawks are shot with pellet guns, which leave behind a mushroom-shaped bullet, seen here on an X-ray. When the bullet is lodged in a patient, it is our job to remove it surgically. Before surgery, the bird gets a thorough health check. Once everything is good to go, the hawk is anesthetized. Here you can see Dr. Juan feeling around to find the exact location of the bullet, while Dr. Kyle, a veterinary extern, monitors the patient's vitals. The bullet and surrounding debris was removed, and the patient continued to be monitored as he came out of the anesthesia. While most of our long-term patients are in the hospital for a while due to injuries or infections, occasionally we will also receive orphan birds that grow up in our care. We typically do not name patients, but because this was a special case, he was named Keawe after longtime supporter and Kohala resident John Keawe. This fluffy hawk chick was reported down to DLNR Division of Forestry and Wildlife and unfortunately was unable to be reunited with his parents. In these cases, preventing the youngster from getting comfortable around humans is very important. It was also on us to make sure that the young hawk would be able to hunt and survive on his own. Most of those critical survival skills he had to learn on his own through trial and error. We helped where we could, but also were very conscious of any extended contact with the bird, as we did not want him getting used to us. Here you can see one of his first attempts at hunting. There is prey under the branch that he's trying to catch. Keawe was released in 2014. We provide a soft release for EO that were raised from chicks, where supplemental food is provided until the hawk no longer needs it. If you ever come across an EO that needs help, please let us know. Be especially careful around those feet. as birds can lash out in self-defense even if they appear weak or injured. If you'd like to support hospital care for our Hawaii Island eel, donations may be made on our website, hawaiiwildlifecenter.org. If you'd like to volunteer to help at our facility or transport patients, let us know. More information about these volunteer opportunities can also be found on our website. You can also find us on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mahalo nui for allowing us to share our story with you, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions.